Welcome to my channel. My name is Luna Affinity and I'm an energy reader and channeler. Sit back, get cozy, and get ready for some readings. Hello everyone. How are y'all doing today? Hopefully good. Hopefully this Wednesday is treating you well. Happy hump day to those who work a full-time job. I'm sure you're excited for the weekend to come upon us. We're just hanging out today, doing some readings per usual. Made myself a different drink today. Normally I'll do like a hot tea, but today I decided to do chai, and I made my own cold foam topping to put on it, sweet cream kind of thing. Yeah, we're just hanging out. So if you guys have any questions you'd like to ask, feel free to do so now. They are going to be free yes nos. Hey Amy, how are you? Just trying to relax. So Amy, what do you do? Like, do you go to school or do you work somewhere? Oh, I made like a homemade version of Hamburger Helper. I used to really love Hamburger Helper when I was younger, but all of the preservatives and like artificial additives that they put in it made me really like intolerant to it. And I specifically remember being like 15 or 16 and being like, I can never eat that again. Like, I can never eat it again because I was like ill, like very ill from it. And so I went so many years without having it, but I was still like, oh my God, it was still so good. Like, I loved it so much. And I found a recipe online for a homemade version where you add in your own ingredients and everything is like fresh. And so that's what I ended up making last night. At the moment, still in college this semester, not taking any classes, taking a break, just find work and make some money. It makes sense. Yeah, so basically, I boil my pasta. I ground my ground beef in minced garlic, a little bit of olive oil. I add in hamburger seasoning, thyme, parsley, paprika, garlic powder, a little bit of pepper, and then I add in half a can of tomato paste and I let that cook down. And then I add in probably like a cup of water and I put in a couple bouillon cubes. And then I pour in heavy cream, like a small amount of maybe like 2 tablespoons or so of cream cheese. And then I add in shredded cheese into it. So it makes like a really like hearty, kind of like pinkish sauce. And then I add in the pasta and mix it all together. And so everything is like my own ingredients that I'm adding in myself. And it's just as quick, it's just as easy. The only thing is you end up using 2 pans instead of one. So I find that anything that I can do to make things from scratch is my preference. Yeah, exactly. Jordan ever look at Amy's social media? Does he ever look through her social media? I have a yes, Amy. I have the King of Wands. So Nadine, I am getting that your fourth daughter will want to do what makes her happy, where she gets the most fulfillment. So I don't think that I would write off being an exotic dancer because if she feels that doing this gives her the personal freedom that she needs, she would probably do it. I think for her, as long as it aligns with what she wants for her life, she's willing to pretty much do anything. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying yes for sure, but I am saying that I wouldn't write off that idea. I also think that if it is something that she does, it's not something that she does forever. It's just kind of like something that's on her path, not necessarily her career. Oh, Amy. All good, girl. I was thinking about doing a live stream soon about like if you are going to have kids, according to your birth chart. I think that would be a lot of fun. So just to get people's birth chart up on here. Oh my god, my cat is getting into everything today. Gunner, go find something to do, bro. I'm gonna kick your little tushy. But anyway, I would do that. I would do those for free. So if people wanted to see what I saw on their birth chart, I would just do those for free as like a free live stream. Just something kind of fun. Natine, it seems like yes. If I were to go with my intuition, since I am an intuitive reader, I would say yes. I think it's a great possibility she would do something like that. Kitty wants attention. Kitty's like, Mom, I like her reading too. Do you want a reading, Gunner? Let's pull for Gunner. Let's see what Gunner is thinking in his head. You're welcome, Natine. I think my cat is more like a dog than a cat. I have one true cat, all black, mystical creature, and then I have Gunner, who's just funny. He's a funny guy. Okay, have you guys seen the newest and I think last Guardians of the Galaxy? Because there's a character on there and he goes by Teefs. And my husband says that Gunner is that character. And then also, I think Gunner is more like the character Floor. But anyway, it's just like a running joke. Yeah, it's really funny. Okay, what's Gunner thinking in his mind right now? I would say he's happy. But this right here talks about oh, look at the little kitties all over the place. This card talks about like wanting something new or different, thinking about what he can do next or what he can, I guess, discover next. So he's probably in discovery mode right now. But generally he's happy. Yeah, my cat is all black. His coat changes though. They call his coat a black smoke coat because his color changes. He ranges from black to gray. And when he was a baby, he was all black. And then when he was like quote unquote a teenager, he was gray and black. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of him somewhere. See, this was Bodhi when he was like a baby. And this was Gunner when he was a baby. And Bodhi again when he was a baby. Trying to see. Then when Bodhi was a little bit older, this is what his coat looked like. He was all black. And then he went to like this gray and black version of himself. And this is Gunner. Let me see. You can see here too, the like gray in Bodhi's coat. Hey Taka, thanks for the donation. I'm trying to see if I have a picture of them now. I know I've got some hanging up. But like they call it a black smoke because and then also we think that they're mixed with like Maine Coon because they have that coat. That's like very like big around the face, and they have like the pointy ears with the fur. But Bodhi is probably the softest cat you will ever pet in your whole life. You can see here he's blending in with the blanket, but you can see he's like very, very dark. He's completely black now. But depending on like what time of year, see, that's him right there, and then that's Gunner. But it depends on what time of year, depending on what color his coat is. But anyways, I have like a soft spot for black cats and black dogs, like black animals in general. You said you're at your bestie's place that you recommended. Just trying to decompress out here. Nice. Well, that's relaxing. Taka, I have your question. I think you're going to be first on my donation list, actually. So let me get that list going really quickly. Right now, my bestie's cat is just messing around with me. Her name is Bean. Oh, I have a sweet spot for tabbies, for sure. Like, especially brown tabbies. I think those are the two that I would like. If I were to get another cat, it would be a tabby, I'm sure, because I had two that I fostered that I had to give away, and I still think about them to this day. They were absolutely the cutest things in the whole world. And it makes me really sad that I don't have them anymore. I hope that they're happy wherever they are, but it was really hard giving them up. This was them sleeping on my bed. Wait, why does it look so weird in this camera? Can't even see. Is it the lighting? I can't even tell. Anyways, I miss them a lot. And I think that if I had my choices, I would get another tabby. He does blend in. He's so dark. Every time I talk about how black he is, Brennan's always like, that's racist. And I'm like, Brennan, shut up. Get out of here. Bella Luna, I'm getting a no for you, girl. 5 of Pentacles. You're welcome, Bella Luna. Yeah, it's weird how like the lighting isn't correcting because my camera right now is an autofocus camera, and I have it set on autofocus, so maybe it's just not like working really well with the phone screen or something. All right, it looks like some other people have joined us. Lizzie, my free list just ended. I'm sorry, girl. I think you're right, Amy. Jamin says, if I do a mini, can you tell me which of 3 offers is best for me? Um, yes, I could. It would be very limited because I pull 5 cards for minis. So if we're trying to like do like 2 cards for one card for the next one, and then 2 for the other or something, it just would be very limited information. But I could try my best, J Moon, to do that for you. Take care of yourself, Amy. We'll talk later. All right, so Taka is here for an in-depth. All right, so Taka, if you're here, feel free to check in with me. J-Moon, yeah, I think 9 would be good. Because we could do 3, 3, and 3. Yeah, I think that would be good. I was right. I said you would get multiple options in one reading. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Multiple offers. Okay. Damn, girl. That's awesome for you. I'm so happy. All right. In depth for Taka. J Moon, you can just do $9 if you want. That works. I'm usually do roughly $1 a card depending on what I'm doing. So just do $9. All right. Taka. RG's thoughts after they saw each other today. J Moon, I got it, girl. Thank you. You will be next after Taka, okay? RG's thoughts after they saw each other today. So Taka, there's that thing here about competition, like competing for your attention from other people or other people being around. That theme is here. So I think that RG was a bit in his head during this conversation or interaction. I think that he was wondering if, like, you noticed how the conversation was flowing, or if you were paying as much attention to the conversation as he was. Because I think that honestly, he thought in his head that maybe he was like making a fool of himself, or the conversation wasn't flowing on his end the way that he would have liked. I don't know if it was so noticeable that you would have picked up on that, but in his head, I think he thought that he was being very awkward. Maybe he thought that you had to carry the conversation, and like he was disappointed in himself, or he felt like he had to carry the conversation a lot of the time and was wondering like if he was doing a good job. But there's like some stress when it comes to you guys interacting with one another here. I think that he was trying to find some sense of direction to bring into this conversation. He was trying to make sure you knew that he wanted to devote and give attention to you as well. The Three of Wands and the Six of Pentacles talks about expansion and giving to something. So he wanted to make it very clear that he was trying to give you his attention in hopes that that message was received. So with the World, he's finding the Seven of Swords and the Five of Wands, as well as the Three of Pentacles. This is making me feel almost like you guys do have a lot of distraction or commotion around you guys most of the time. And it's like some type of like theme of like having to compete for your attention, or making sure that like, you know, he's trying to give you his attention, or you're trying to give him your attention, but there's other people around. I do feel like he feels success was achieved here. Despite that obstacle that seems to happen around you guys, he still feels like there was success during this conversation, meaning that I think that because he was able to communicate with you, like you said, you talked a little bit, he's feeling good about this. He's feeling like, oh gosh, this is good. Like people weren't like necessarily like getting in our way this time, and I feel really good about that. I think that he was feeling a bit impulsive on this day when you guys saw each other today. Oh, it was today when you guys saw each other. That he was probably speaking a little bit more freely than usual. Usually, I think he thinks through his conversation, he thinks through his actions, and I think today he was more so just kind of talking off the cusp. He was just saying what was on his mind without thinking too hard about like what he said before he said it. I do think there's this over analysis of the conversation post conversation. Like I feel like he's looking back on it, like reenacting it in his mind and like replaying it now, and analyzing the conversation. But this is like an afterthought. During the conversation, I feel like he was just kind of speaking and just kind of going with the flow as much as possible. He was a little in his head, but let's see. Whoop. All right, so I have the King of Cups and Ace of Wands clarifying the Nine of Pentacles and Five of Cups. What this is telling me is that he would have loved to put more affection and feeling into the conversation. So if you talk today, I feel, or I'm picking up on the fact that it was more like a general conversation than small talk. And I think he would have really liked the ability to talk more about less superficial things, like less surface level things. He would have loved to like dig deeper, maybe talk longer. And I think that could have felt a little disappointing to him. But overall, I do think he thinks this was a success. So Taka, that is what I have for you. If you're in here, let me know. If not, no worries. But if you are in here and you have any follow-up questions, just let me know. J Moon, you are next. So all I need from you is to let me know the 3 offers, like how you want me to organize it. You can let me know the company names, the company initials. You can let me know, like you can categorize it yourself and then just tell me offer 1, 2, or 3, and you can know what 1, 2, or 3 is. However you want me to organize this for you, I can do. RT, NM, and BDA. Okay. Now, are you looking to find out if it's best for you overall? Are you wanting to know which one's going to offer you the most money? Are you going to want to know what's going to offer you the best benefits? Or are you looking for what's going to be the most fulfilling? Or do you just want like an overall, what are you going to be the happiest with when it comes to everything? Okay, let's do an overall then. All right, overall. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so overall, which company will be best for J-Moon? Overall, which company will be best for J-Moon? Yeah, pay satisfaction, benefits, personal fulfillment. What's going to be best? So show me 3 cards for RT. Second card for RT. Third card for RT. 3 cards for NM. All right, they gave you 4, so we're going to take 4. 3 cards for BDA. Third card for BDA, please. All right, so okay, so I'm leaning into option 2 or 3 the most. I feel like option 1, you go into it eager, excited. You're a student, so essentially you're like learning a lot. Maybe you're in training, or there feels like there's a lot of room for growth or a lot of advancement here. I do feel like as the Queen of Pentacles, this is a good option, but in compared to option 2 or 3, I feel like it's the least best. I don't know how else to word that. I feel like with the 5 of Wands, it's a highly competitive career path or industry, and it could feel like everyone's doing this thing or everyone wants in on this thing, and it can be difficult to, I guess, set yourself apart. I think financially you'd make decent money. I think you'd handle yourself well. I think this offers stability, but I don't see necessarily like you getting everything you want with this place. With option 2, it looks really good. Both of these options look great, but they both have cards in here that kind of make me go, oh, I don't know. I feel like with option 2, you get money quickly. You manifest quickly. You're able to get what you want. I think there's personal fulfillment here with option 2. I think there's excitement for what's to come with option 2. So I think you're stable, but I think with this job, you get money quicker. You get either more money or you get money quicker, something along those lines where you really feel good day to day with this job. Maybe this is commission based, possibly, but something here feels like you aren't struggling. Like, I think here you could still struggle a little bit, but here I feel like you're not struggling as much. The problem with this one that feels like to me is that each day is different and you don't necessarily know like how long this financial influx or this financial independence that you receive from this career, how like far you can go with it. So I think that you worry sometimes about next month or a year from now or 10 years from now, what is your finances going to look like? I think there's something here about this that makes you worry a little bit that you can't depend on this, or it'll be really hard to retire from this career. So it's like it's appealing because you get big amounts of money and you get it fairly quickly and easily. But I think the sustainability of this career, it makes you a little bit nervous. There's nothing indicating that this can't work for you. There's nothing indicating that this cannot last. But I think there is a personal fear here of like, how long will this be this good? And is this sustainable? I feel like with this job here, it is sustainable. I feel like this is a job you could retire from. I feel like it gives you confidence because you do your job well. And I do feel like this comes with like opportunities to have a sustainable life. It might not be as much as this job, but it's close. And I feel like with this job, you can set yourself up for the future. You're able to maybe put money away, save up for a retirement, get your dream life with this job. So number 3 does feel really good. And I feel like generally you feel confident in what you're doing here, which may seem like a surprise to you because you may be thinking to yourself, what this is like the last job that I would ever think I feel confident in. But I do think that it can get kind of boring. This job right here offers a lot of like excitement and stimulation, and it feels like each day is different, whereas this job is kind of like the same thing day in and day out. There is, don't get me wrong, there is times where this does feel like, okay, something new, something different. But I feel like this job right here feels more unpredictable than this job does. However, I do think that this job at times can be kind of stressful. You can take your emotions home with you. It might be something here where you start to feel very heavy and weighed down from this job because it can start to get to you probably emotionally or energetically. So I feel like if you're looking for sustainability and you want something that's going to set you up for a long time, I think option 3 is good. If you're looking for something now that feels personally fulfilling and like gives you a great income at the moment, you're not too worried about the future right now, you're just worried about how things can help you right this second, option 2 is looking great. I think option 1 is still a good option, but when you're comparing it to the other 2, I'm leaning more towards 2 and 3. So let me know if that answers all of your questions. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because, like I said, this is still a good option. And you have like a little treasure chest here next to her. I think you can make decent money. The problem is that I is very heavy. Oh, interesting. Okay. Something feels as though like this offers, maybe because the industry or like the thing that you'll be doing is kind of like sad to say, but it's like, how do I word this? I mean, crime is probably always going to happen. We don't live in a utopian world. So it's like, if it's criminal stuff, it's probably something that's never going to not be a thing. Whereas like business industries are constantly evolving and changing, housing markets and things like that are always evolving and changing. Um, so, but I mean, these are three solid like industries. These are three solid things that you could, I don't know. Something just tells me there's more personal fulfillment here. This is like where you feel the happiest. Here is just like get in, get it done and get out. And something about here feels like you will do this well. You will be acknowledged and appreciated by the people that you're working for. And here, I think you're able to set yourself up for your future life. Like, this isn't something you're going to be doing forever. Honestly, I'm all about living in the now. Um, Setting up for the future is very important to me, of course, but I'm not going to skip over personal fulfillment over making sure that I'm set up for retirement. You could literally die tomorrow. So my thing is be smart with the money that's coming in now from option 2, and you should be setting yourself up for the future just fine. So I don't know, me personally, in this life that I'm living, fulfillment and personal enjoyment in what I do is more important to me than worrying about tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I am a planner and I do want the ability to save, but I feel like if you're doing what you love, like, how can you be out of alignment with that? So if you're asking me personally, I would go with option 2. Yeah, I would go with option 2 probably. I think it's also important that you think to yourself as well, like, does this resonate with you? Does this reading resonate with you? Do you feel like you'd be happier doing option 2? And is that, you have to like figure out what your goals are. Like, if in a year from now you want to be living in this place or having this much money saved up or having this type of lifestyle, which one of these offers is going to get you there? Which one is conducive to that goal you have set for yourself? That's also really important, because you want to make sure that whatever you're choosing is working you towards that plan that you have for yourself. It does seem tough. I can imagine. I mean, you could have worse problems than multiple people coming for you and wanting you. It could be worse, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this probably is a really hard decision. And not only that, they seem like very different. Like, each one seems like completely different. So Um, are you just looking for a job for right now? Something that you enjoy doing? Maybe option two, if you're looking for a job that's going to give you the most money right now that you possibly can get, and you'll worry about the rest later, then maybe option one. If you're looking for a job that is going to help you now but also help you in the long run, then maybe option three. If you don't have like a complete like career path, that's a good problem to have. It really is. If you don't have like let's just say your plan 10 years from now is to be in the housing industry, then maybe you should just go with a job that will help you get there and help you like set and pave the way to that. If you know that you're going to end up doing business, then maybe go for that. I mean, it just really depends on what your goals are and how it aligns. And if you're kind of just like up in the air right now and you're like, I don't know what I want my future to look like, I don't know what industry I want to go into, then it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. And maybe money is talking to you. Maybe go with option one or two or whatever it is. I just really think that it's important to choose whatever career is aligning yourself with your goals for the future. And if you don't have goals for the future, then what is aligning with you and who you are right now in this season of life? And hopefully you'll arrive to an answer when thinking through those things in that way. So, J Moon, I hope somehow that provided clarity or confidence for you to make a decision moving forward. I do appreciate you getting a reading with me today. All right, guys, that is where I'm gonna leave it. I will be back later on tonight, per usual. I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good day if I don't see ya, and if I do,